Hello, and welcome to MarylandReporter.com's weekly podcast. I'm Andy Rosen, here with editor and publisher Len Lazarick and Daily Record Statehouse reporter Nick Sohr. And today we're going to talk a little bit about the very first bill signing of the session, which took place last week. Two completed bills went to the governor's desk, and they were actually some bills of significance. But there's still a lot left to be done as well, and that sort of underscores what's still on the table. So we're going to go over that a little bit.
The interesting thing about those bill signings is that they fully expected to have this unemployment bill, an emergency bill, ready to go at the end of January. They thought, we got this greased. And then they ran into problems on both sides. Labor wanted more, business wanted other kinds of things. And we've written about that extensively, but the fact that it's taken this long was probably a surprise to them.
We should probably step back for a minute and understand exactly what was signed into law and what it means that they were signed now. Nick, you were there at the signing. Can you tell us a little bit about what these two bills are?
The first bill is a job creation tax credit. It would give businesses a $5,000 refundable tax credit for unemployed Marylanders that they hire over the rest of 2010, up to $250,000 per business. The second one changes unemployment benefits in order to qualify the state for $126.8 million, I believe, from the federal government for the unemployment trust fund, which is bankrupt. And the state officials hope that this will help them keep from borrowing more from the feds this fall. One of the most interesting things about at least the tax credit that I thought it came out today when the state released new unemployment numbers. Even if all of those tax credits are used next week, which they won't be, but if they use them all next week, it still won't bring the unemployment rate in Maryland back down to where it was in January. The unemployment rate went up 7.5% to 7.7% from January to February.
Yeah, we saw those figures today, and so basically these are emergency. Are these both emergency bills? They both take effect right away. I know that the unemployment was.
Yes, they're both emergency bills.
And that means that's a reason that the governor would want to have signed it right away, which is they're already in law, which allows it to have more time to show an impact, I guess. But these were obviously things that that looked pretty popular coming in, or that the administration thought were going to be popular, and it took them until a little less than 3 weeks left in the legislative session before they could get those to his desk, which sort of shows you how slow the process has been this year. We've all been here. Len has been here the longest. What do you think about the meter of this session here?
We've all been here since the beginning of session. You mean I've only been doing this for 30 years.
You got here like really early this morning.
Something that's moving along, and actually there's still a little controversy for some people on the outside, is the sex offender bills, but apparently there's a package that has moved along that the governor, some of it is the governor's, some of it was introduced by other people, and minority leader, Republican leader Tony O'Donnell actually got up on the floor and complimented the Speaker of the House, Democrat Mike Bush, and the chairman of the Judiciary Committee for the work that they did on these bills. And Joe Valerio, the chairman of the Judiciary Committee, had been catching a lot of flack for the way his committee had treated witnesses and things like that. So getting a little love from the minority didn't hurt him.
Nick, for the business and legal community, what do you think is the big issue you'll be following over the next week?
I don't know if it's the big issue for the business and legal community, but the one I'll be following is this amended legislation on foreclosure mediation. They seem to have a deal that the House will be moving on quickly, and then we'll head over to the Senate. It will add an optional mediation process into foreclosures. It will also raise fees for filing foreclosures and for using the mediation service. And those fees will go to more nonprofit housing counselors, that sort of thing.
And I am looking to see the final resolution on a bill that helps this, or the state hopes will help it recover more fraudulent claims for Medicaid. They think they can save some cash by doing this. There's still a lot of concern, but it seems like it's starting to move. So I'll be writing about that this week. And Len, what do you have going?
Well, next week, I'm Don Dwyer, who wants to impeach Attorney General Doug Gansler because of his opinion on same-sex marriage, is allegedly going to bring it up on the floor on March 31st, which now the date escapes me. Is that March 30? What day of the week is March 31st?
It's a Wednesday. It is a Wednesday.
On Wednesday. And he expects to be ruled out of order. And if he's ruled out of order, there's some question of what he going to, what process is he going to pursue? Is he just going to continue to be out of order and get dragged off, or is he just going to get voted down on the House floor if he appeals the ruling of the chair? They've actually failed to get the legislation passed that would have changed, that would have had Maryland observe the law as they thought existed, that same-sex marriages don't exist here in Maryland.
Well, I think that covers it for us. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining us this afternoon. As always, you can find us on MarylandReporter.com. Check out the Daily Record's website, mddailyrecord.com, and Nick Sohr's blog, Eye on Annapolis. Thanks again.